Alright, hello everyone, it is silverkyle, and today I'm going to be going over my entire Nintendo Switch collection because the Switch has just turned 3 years old, which is insane. And the Switch always felt like it was so new, and now it's going to be 3. I know that the PS4 and Xbox One are actually crazy old now. Like, they're going to be turning 7, I think, this year. 2013 is when they both launched, so yeah, that's also insane. But yeah, Nintendo Switch, 3 years old. I ended up getting it a few weeks after launch, so still March 2017, and I have not looked back since. This is my favorite console to collect for at the moment, and this is what I spend the most time on. I'm either on my PC or my Switch. Once in a while I'll play my Xbox One or PS4, but for the most part, this is exactly where it's at. So let's get on with this because we've got quite a few games to look at. Alright. And they're in no particular order. When I do have a collector's edition or limited edition, I will talk, like when I get the regular copy, I'll talk about the collector's edition that goes along with it. So no particular order, we're just going to go with this. Alright, first one is Pokemon Sword. I've played a little bit of this. This is the latest one that came out last year. The first, specific Pokemon game made specifically for the Switch. And I only played a little bit. It's okay. Next up is limited run games. I think I have 3 of them in my collection. And the first one would be the physical copy of Yooka-Laylee on the Switch, which I love that they did. And I got the collector's edition or limited edition. I assume limited edition from limited run would make more sense. But it's in the vein of a Nintendo 64 case. I love this. This is freaking awesome. I had to get that. So I have not played the game yet though. I've been busy with other things. I've heard that it's an okay game. I'll try it one of these days. Next up is another limited run game that I got, which is Oceanhorn. They do have a sequel for this. I don't think there's a copy of that out yet, like a physical edition. But here's the first one, which is kind of like a, old school Zelda type of game. So that very much looked like a game that I was interested in. So I got that. Haven't tried that out yet either. There might be a few games like that in my collection. We're getting a lot of games. No, I played Pokemon. I'm okay. And this one I've played as well. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which was a collaboration with Ubisoft and Nintendo lending their characters. So it's the Rabbids meets Mario meets a strategy RPG. It's okay. It's good. I wish that we'd get more of these, and I'd honestly prefer like a Super Mario RPG. I think that would be absolutely fantastic if we went down that route. Obviously, they'd have to partner up with Square again, but it's a possibility because Square is really having a tight relationship with Nintendo nowadays. Like all the Final Fantasy, every Final Fantasy game that they can put on the Switch, they've been trying. It's great. I love being able to play Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9 on the Nintendo Switch and portable. It's exactly how I want things. I love it so much. Next up is Tales of Vesperia, the definitive edition on the Switch. I had such a hard time of choosing if I wanted this on the Switch to play it portably, Xbox One because the original Tales of Vesperia was on the Xbox 360 and nothing else, or if I got it on the PS4 because that technically is also where generally most of the Tales games were. Eventually I decided with the Switch because I ended up getting a pretty good deal on this, and being able to play it portably, I had a very hard time saying no to that. So have not broken the seal yet though. Fire Emblem Warriors, essentially your typical Dynasty Warriors type of game with Fire Emblem characters. I like these games once in a while. I probably say that I liked Hyrule Warriors a little bit. I'd have to play a little bit more, put a bit more time into this one. But from what I remember of Hyrule Warriors, I think I was just very blown away at the time, loving that we finally had not that we finally. It's nothing something I ever really thought of like wanting, but like Zelda in a Dynasty Warriors type setting, I really enjoyed at the time. Whereas then with Fire Emblem, I like Fire Emblem also, but I don't know. I need more time in that one. Next up is probably the worst game that I have on the Switch at the moment that I've played. Kirby Star Allies. This is, I don't know, it's like a 4 to 5 hour game. It didn't take me too long. And then what sucks is that at the very end of the game, the last mission when you go up against the last boss, they switched up the gameplay quite a bit, and it was actually really fun. I would have much preferred the entire game been like that. Maybe an hour of the 2D going around like you do for the majority of the game, but breaking it up with like what they had at the end would have been awesome, and I would have liked it so much more. But yeah, Star Allies, if you haven't picked that game up and you're kind of curious, I would suggest passing on that unless you're a gigantic Kirby fan. Even then, I don't know. Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy. This is another game that I wasn't sure if I wanted to get on PS4 because technically that's where Crash was. But the allure of being able to play this on portable just was so much more attractive to me. And once again, I ended up getting it on a pretty sweet deal, so I got it there. Still sealed though. But I have played it, and on the Switch, the first one, I think, I played it. The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. Awesome game. I so hope that they end up remaking A Link to the Past, the SNES game, in this style, because at the beginning I was kind of like, that's kind of cutesy, I don't really care for that, but I ended up really enjoying it, and I beat this game, and I loved it. It does get hard in certain instances, though, and I felt like I'd sometimes be lost and have no idea where I'm going, because I never played the original. And I did end up looking through a walkthrough. I know I'm weak, but at my age, I just don't care anymore. All right. Next up is Fire Emblem Three Houses. This game, I need to invest so many more hours into, but I know that it's just such a big time sink. I've very much enjoyed it from what I played of it, but it's 80 hours, I think, for each house. So that'd be 160, 240 hours for the entire thing. That's a lot. I'll probably end up just beating the one house and going from there. But from what I've played, I very much enjoy it, and I'm honestly surprised I'm not playing more of it right now. But I think I always get into this mood that, like, if I don't play it right at the beginning, that I don't feel like I should be jumping onto it later on because there's other games that I could be playing. I have very strange OCD. Don't judge me. But I am going to be getting back into it very soon, actually. Probably this month, because I was wanting to play it in the last few months. CTR, Crash Team Racing Nitro Refueled. Got this game. It's okay. It's not my favorite. Like, it just makes me want to play Mario Kart when I end up playing it. So I probably just have to spend a little bit more time with it, maybe, and get used to the controls. We'll see. Speaking of Mario Kart 8, this is the definitive kart racer. This, I had it on the Wii U. I freaking love this game. Like, you cannot go wrong with getting a Switch and this game. Like, I would suggest getting, like, the best combo to me would be getting Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Mario Kart 8. You will not go wrong with that, if you like kart racers. If you don't, then you probably won't. Super Smash Brothers. I think a lot of people would probably recommend this game. I don't necessarily like fighters. Super Smash Brothers is one of the few series that I actually do enjoy, but man, this has been the same since Melee, just in HD. That's essentially how I treat this. This is so overhyped, and I don't care for it at all anymore. Like, it's still fun when I play it, but so many people freak out about it, and every Nintendo Direct we have to waste some time talking about a new character that I will never care for. You could put there's so few characters that I would actually care about being on in this game, and even then they're just fighting. Like, I don't care. I really don't. I know I'm so negative when I talk about Super Smash Brothers. The first one on 64 was amazing. I loved that to death, and maybe I played way too much of it at that time. Liked Melee quite a bit as well. I know it's technically the superior game, but 64 for me is where it's at. And then after that, I just stopped caring. I sound like a grumpy old man when I talk about Super Smash Brothers, and I'm sorry because I know a lot of people do like it. And it's a good game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just so overhyped. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, the remake of the original games, classic games. I guess is more Pokemon Yellow than Pokemon Blue and Red. It's good. The only thing I don't like is that they use the Pokemon Go system where you have to catch a bunch of Pokemon to level up and stuff like that, or there's no actual battles. Instead, you just have to keep catching them with the Pokeballs, and that's not a real remake. Stupid. I don't know. It's still a good game, just I don't like that aspect of it. Minecraft on Switch, because I mean you have to have Minecraft on essentially everything. Being able to play this portably, that's a lot of the things about the Switch and the appeal of it is that you can play it portably, and that I didn't think I cared that much about it until I actually started playing it, and it blew my mind. You need to get though, and I don't have it anywhere nearby, but you do have to get like a specific grip that you can buy for about $25. I've reviewed it on my channel before, and it makes the portable experience so much better. So if you can get that grip, which is about $25, I can't remember what it's called, but Nintendo Switch portable grip, look that up, get it. It's amazing. Super Mario Odyssey, a great inclusion in the 3D Mario games. Not as good as Galaxy and 64 in my opinion, but I very much enjoyed it on the Switch. The best game on the Nintendo Switch by far, in my opinion. This is, playing this for the first time. I have so many memories of the first few months of the Switch and playing this game. It's ingrained into my mind as one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had. Within those few months that I was playing it, and also just the game itself is phenomenal. But it's crazy how much that it affected my life in a positive way, of how happy I was when I was playing this game for like 2 to 3 months that I was playing it. I put in over 90 hours into it. I beat it, 120 shrines, 4 dungeons, beat Ganon. I just didn't get all the extras after that, like all the armors and all that kind of stuff. I felt like I had my fill, but I might go back into it, and there is DLC for it as well. But we'll see. One of my more rare titles here, which is Lost Sphere, the spiritual successor to I Am Setsuna. Whoop, I almost lost that. And this physical copy you had to order specifically from the Square Enix website. So when I had heard about that, I was like, yes, I need to do that. Haven't played it yet, but I just really needed to get it. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Haven't played this yet. I'm actually going to wait until I get Xenoblade Chronicles, the remake or remaster, more so of a remaster, on the Switch later on this year, hopefully, because I have not played enough of that on the Wii, and I wanted to play that before I started getting into that. Splatoon 2, also phenomenal game. There's so many games that like kind of boosted the Switch during that first little bit. You know, you had Zelda at the beginning as a launch title. Mario Kart 8 was like a month later, and it was perfect. And then we had Splatoon 2 in the summer, and you were set. You know, you had enough. You had this massive single player campaign game, and then 2 games that were just incredibly fun to play a multiplayer. I would probably still say that I enjoy the maps of Splatoon 1 more, but this is right up there as one of the best games on the Switch, in my opinion. Octopath Traveler, I really need to get back into this. The music, the look and style of it, the colors, it screams, you know, my kind of game. So I really need to get back into it, but it's so long, and I'm so busy with so many other things lately. Oop, we're losing ukulele. Rune Factory 4, my latest Switch game. Haven't had a chance to play this yet. I've been kind of busy, but I did get the collector's edition or limited edition. I did an unboxing of that, and it's glorious. I love that. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the Black Order. Freaking awesome game. It's just a regular beat 'em up, but because I love Marvel so much, this is right up my alley, and I loved it to death. Freaking awesome. My last limited run game, which is Kingdom New Lands. Essentially, it's just you're this one character on a horse, the king, and you kind of go back and forth on this 2D plane, and you kind of get upgrades, and you kind of build like defenses, and that's essentially it. I haven't played it yet, but it looks really interesting, and so I decided to pick it up. Team Sonic Racing, another kart racer. It's okay. I'd probably say that I enjoy this one more than I did Crash Team Racing, because Crash Team Racing felt so different to me. But yeah, it's okay. It's not as good as the Sonic Team Racing games, or Sonic All-Star Racing, but it's okay. Starlink for the Nintendo Switch. I got this specifically for the Nintendo Switch because it has Star Fox as a playable character and a storyline. So I definitely went with that, but I haven't had a chance to try it yet. Same thing with Little Dragon's Cafe. This is so my kind of game. You have you own a cafe, and you have to make specific meals for the patrons, and you're also you own a dragon and you're helping him grow up. And I have the collector's edition for this, which is beautiful. This is such a sweet little look at him. He's so adorable. Yeah, I really need to play this game as well, but I'm always just so busy. Tetris 99. I felt like I had to get this because I loved the game so much. It just gave me a few extra modes that I did actually end up playing, because you can play split screen, I think, specifically with this, that you don't have in the regular game. But if you have Nintendo Online, you don't really need it. You can download it there for free. But what's nice about this is it did come with a 12-month pass, and I did use that right away. I'm still on that actually right now. I got Game Night, which includes Monopoly, Risk, and what's the other game? Trivial Pursuit, whatever. Trivial Pursuit Live. Haven't played that one. Played Risk and Monopoly. The Risk is really good, and Monopoly is Monopoly. Super Mario Party. That's it. Just the one for the Switch. It's good. It's not amazing. I think that they do finally have online for this, but just the mini games. I think that if they would have included the actual boards and had more boards and done a little bit more with the boards, it would have been a much better game. I do like that finally, instead of the last two that we had, I think Mario Party 9 and 10, where you're all in the cart and not separate, was a dumb move. In this one, you are separate again, and I prefer that a lot more. But I have had fun a lot with this, playing with family and friends. And finally, Stardew Valley, the collector's edition from the Nintendo Switch from Japan. I had to get this because this means just absolutely so much to me that I felt like I had to. So there you have it. My entire Nintendo Switch collection. By far my favorites on there would be Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Stardew Valley, Fire Emblem Three Houses, Mario Kart 8, Splatoon 2. Those are the ones that are coming to me, and I still need to get. There's still a few others that I need to get, but for the most part, I'm actually very happy with my collection for the Nintendo Switch. So, thank you all for watching. You have been bearded in. Beardage.